I tried everything. Here's what finally changed from a client. She had seen 7 different practitioners over 4 years. Nothing lasted. When I first spoke to her, she said, "I don't even know why I'm trying this." I want to share what happened. She had seen 7 different practitioners over 4 years. Nothing lasted. When I first spoke to the client, she said, "I don't even know why I'm trying this." But she hadn't given up. I want to change her name for privacy, so I'll call her Anna. Anna came to me after 4 years of chronic fatigue, headaches that wouldn't quit, digestive issues that flared up whenever life got stressful, which by that point felt like most of the time. She'd seen her GP, doctor, physio, chiropractor, a naturopath, 2 different specialists, and a counsellor. Every single one of them had something helpful to offer. And every single time, she'd get a bit better for a few weeks, sometimes a couple of months, and then it would all come back. Sometimes as the exact same symptoms, sometimes as something slightly different in different places in her body. By the time she messaged me, she genuinely told me she didn't think anything was going to work. She said, and I clearly remember this, "I don't even know why I'm trying this, but I'm out of all other options. You're my last hope." Here's what's important. None of those other approaches were wrong. The physio genuinely helped with her. It helped with her posture. The naturopath supplement plan genuinely supported her gut for a while. The counselling genuinely helped her process some real stress from a difficult few years. But each one of them was working on one part of the picture. And when you only address one part, the rest of the system keeps running the same underlying patterns. So the symptom either comes back or shows up somewhere new. That's exactly what kept happening to Anna. Temporarily relief, over and over, never a lasting shift or change. So what did change? In our first session, we mapped how her body's symptoms were actually functioning together, not just which symptoms were the loudest that point in time or that week. What came up was her nervous system that had been stuck in high alert pattern for years, going all the way back to a genuinely difficult period in her life that she had never really had a chance to fully process and recover from. Even though she talked about it in her counselling, over the next 2 sessions, we worked on helping her nervous system actually register that things were safe now. Not just intellectually, but physically. That's a different thing to talk about. And it's a different thing than talking about it. It's the body's learning something new rather than the mind understanding something it already sort of knew. By the 3rd session, she told me her sleep had changed first. She was waking up without that heavy, drugged feeling for the first time in years. A few weeks later, the digestive flares had settled down, not disappeared overnight in some dramatic fashion, but settled. The way something settles when the underlying pressure driving it isn't there anymore. I want to be clear about something. This isn't a story about other approaches failing or about Neuro Touch, integrative protocols being the one thing that finally works where everything else doesn't. It's a story about what happens when the whole system finally gets addressed together instead of one part at a time. I see this pattern consistently. Someone gets temporary relief from several good legitimate approaches and assume that means their body just doesn't respond to treatment. But temporary relief is actually a really useful sign. It tells me and you, your body can respond. It just means the underlying pattern hasn't been the thing getting addressed yet, and we haven't found that underlying pattern to address it. If any of Anna's story or part of it sounds like you or your own story, years of trying different things, each one helping a little, then fading back, I'd love to talk with you about it. You can DM me the word reset or book a session directly with me in clinic here in Katikati, New Zealand, or via distance sessions wherever you are worldwide. In the next video, I want to talk you through exactly what Neuro Touch is and how it's actually different from what you might have tried before, because I get asked this consistently, and I think it deserves a proper explanation. I'll see you there.